All right, welcome back to WFUQU, Crab Apple's only soft and hard rock station. Because sometimes you like it hard and sometimes it's just soft. 7:05 on the Terry Carl Ray Used Car and Bar Clock. Come on down, drink a crown, and look around for your next new used car at Terry Carl Ray's Used Car and Bar. And in music news today, after comments made by Andy Cohen on his CNN New Year's Eve show, Journey has decided to fire its current singer Arnel Pineda and ask former lead singer Steve Perry to rejoin the band on its upcoming tour. FUQU has exclusive footage of Steve Perry warming up for that tour. Let's take a listen now.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
Man alive, can he still hit those high notes or what? Great choice, Journey, and welcome back, Steve. You have been sorely missed. That last guy, he was awful. 7:06 now here at FUQU. More deep cuts from the Crash Test Dummies' one and only album after this commercial break.
On this episode of The Commercial Break.
Yeah, she got 3 kids with the other guy. Who's that,
Bryan
Aaron Carter?
Austin.
Oh, Brian Austin Green. That's
yes.
right. Who I have been mistaken for before. Unbelievably.
Are you that?
Are you that Brian Green? I'm 11. You think I'm on a television show?
He
I'm
was
11.
big on. He was in the show
90210.
yes.
That's right. And when I moved here and went back to Chicago, people thought that the Brian Austin Green on the television station was Brian Green that had left the neighborhood.
Wow.
And I had to explain to people that I'm 11. But she's really making news right now because she has an online business. And that online business is canning and selling her farts.
What?
Farting in a jar and selling it for sexual purposes. She's made over $200,000 selling her farts. This could not be more disgusting.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I've never
Look, there's
heard
a picture
of
her. YouTube.com/The Commercial Break. Check it out on YouTube. Clips daily. Subscribe. Comment.
Like.
This episode brought to you by YouTube. Be careful, man. Go easy. Go easy. We've already had 2 people pass out. They need pure oxygen. Get it out of their system. It's too much. This is after Brian went on a 3-day bender. This is the pizza and Bud Light shit. This is not for amateurs.
The next episode of The Commercial Break starts now.
Welcome to another yo. Tag team back again.
Check it.
Let's begin. Hey, Krissy.
Hey, Brian.
Welcome to another episode of The Commercial Break, the only commercial break that you'll ever need, I guarantee it. Don't listen to those other commercial breaks. You're right here at home with this commercial break. Best to you, Krissy.
Best to you, Brian.
And best to you out there in the podcast universe. I got a ton of shit to get into today, so let's not delay any longer with Brian's bullshit. Let's start with other... Hey, I just wanted to mention real quick, we got a ton of feedback about the new studio.
Sweet.
Mostly positive. I don't think any, Steve from the Steve and Kyle show. Remember Steve from
Yes,
Steve
I
and
do.
Kyle show?
Yeah.
We had a brief interaction with them late last year after 4 years of trying. But Steve and I were comparing new studios. He said, "Hey, I got a new studio," and I was like, "Oh, let me see your studio."
Yeah, and I'll show you mine.
Yeah, his was very. Who are those 2 people on TV that are always fixing up houses? Joanne and
Oh, yeah.
what, Bert, or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. You know, the goofy
Yes.
one, Bert. Joanne and Dave, or whatever their name is, with the Magnolia Network.
Right. They've got a huge empire now.
Yeah. Oh, huge. They took over the DYI channel or something.
Yes.
Huge. TLC bought their company. The Discovery Network bought their company for $185 million, whatever. Now that show is back, and now I'll have to be stuck with reruns watching it 24 hours a day as my wife loves it. My stepmom loves it.
It's a great show.
It's a great show. It is. Okay. So he said his is very Joanne-esque, right? It's very down home, good looking.
It's like farm table.
Rustic. Farm to table podcast.
Farm to table podcast.
No animals were harmed in the making of the Steve and Kyle show.
Nice. That's a good look.
It was good. I liked it. Maybe we'll put a picture up there on the old website. But then I showed him mine, and he said, "Oh, we went rustic, and you went spaceship." Spaceship? Does it look like a spaceship?
No.
But everyone was impressed. The whole team,
I love it.
William, Tina, everybody.
I absolutely love it.
Everybody joined in. And so we've got a lot of great feedback about the new studio. We're here on episode number 40 of season 3?
Well, I don't know. It
feels like it.
We're TCB to the third power right now is all I know.
We're at 140, I think. We're at our third season. And who knows? Maybe more content coming at you. And we wanted to mention briefly.
Absolutely.
We've had this fan who we've talked about maybe a few times. She's left a couple messages. Yeah. I've put it in the show, in the beginning of the show. She's become
a good friend of the show and a good friend of mine, honestly.
Couldn't be.
Roxanne.
There are some good people still left out there in the world that are just sweet for the sake of being sweet.
I know, it's almost like you question it.
I question it. I want to know when Roxanne's going to turn batshit crazy to show up at the studio.
She hasn't by now. She's good.
I think she's a super fan. I might have to say that. She's the sweetest lady. She's always texting, giving content ideas, and she sent us a birthday balloon and a card for our third birthday.
That's so
season
sweet.
number 3.
I know, a birthday card.
God damn, Roxanne. We really... I really want to be angry with our listeners. Like, I read all these shitty comments. YouTube is the place where the shitty comments come.
That's true.
Right? And they're always of the same ilk. Oh, sometimes on CastBox, too, and they're always of the same ilk. I wish that guy would shut up and let his co-host talk. It's always the same. And I'm like,
what? We're having a conversation.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Listen,
we're having a good time.
If we were at the bar, it'd be the same. I'd be talking over you there, too.
That's the way it's always been.
It's always been that way. Yeah. Listen, someone's got to drive the locomotive, and then someone's got to be the co-captain.
The co-captain, yes.
Yeah. And, it's, I don't know. Who knows? Shut up.
I was going to say the caboose.
The caboose. I'm into watching those like disaster YouTube videos. Oh. And yesterday I saw one about, I never knew this, but in 1986, there was a 79 car train in Calabasas, California.
Right.
And apparently this mountain pass is, the trains have to really get a lot of power to go up them and then go down them. They just coast. And so they put on the brakes, right? And it's like for train conductors, which is the furthest thing from my universe. I have no idea about trains. But I was watching this, and then they push the brakes on to, keep it under 60 miles per hour so that they can get to the
brakes didn't work.
The San Bernardino curve or something.
Okay.
The brakes didn't. They had 5 engines, 3 in the front, 2 on the back to push them up the hill, and then to help them brake. 3 of the 5 engines did not have brakes. And then the 79 cars, somebody's got to like weigh that shit out. They got to go, there's 5,000 pounds in this one and 8,000 pounds in this one. The guy guessed. He, instead of actually weighing the cars, he guessed. So
seems like it's 4 million pounds.
It's a foolproof plan. Foolproof plan.
Yeah, the quality control on that wasn't up to snuff.
Listen, it just goes to show you, just like the podcast universe, it just goes to show you the people who should know what the fuck they're talking about have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Yes. Really is the Wild West out here. But we'll get on that another day, because I have a whole rant that I want to do about the podcast universe and some of these bloodsuckers that are out there. I want to give a fair warning to new podcasters about the bloodsuckers that are out there. But I think we have a full show, a full plate already. And may I, if you don't mind, I'd like to start with what I think is one of the more interesting stories that happened while we were gone. I realize we're talking backwards here, but we're off for 4.5 weeks. Yes. So we got to get to all the stuff we didn't have a chance to talk about. Machine Gun Kelly and
Megan Fox. Yes, they're all over the place. They're in love.
This relationship is like two 13-year-olds who just found a Morrisey album underneath, like a Morrisey CD and a car that they bought at CarMax.
They really are.
It's crazy.
They're just all over. Again, I was just telling you earlier, I saw one of the top viewed stories on the website,
E-Network,
the E-Network website was, this is what Megan and Machine Gun's bath time looks like. And it is the most viewed. Their bath time.
They have a rubber ducky? What's going on?
I was going to click on it, and then I said, Krissy, no, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do
play
it.
Into
don't
it.
Give them
Who gives a F?
Megan Fox, clearly one of the most beautiful women on earth.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Currently. But she's, twice his age?
Yeah.
She's my age, right? So she's what am I now? 32? Yeah, she got 3 kids with the other guy. Who's that, Aaron Carter? Oh, Brian Austin Green. That's right. Who I have been mistaken for before. Unbelievably.
Are you that?
Brian Green? I'm 11. You think I'm on a television show?
He
I'm
was
11.
big on, he was in the show
90210.
Yes.
That's right. And when I moved here and went back to Chicago, people thought that the Brian Austin Green on the television station was Brian Green that had left the neighborhood.
Oh.
And I had to explain to people that I'm 11. I'm not on some television show. That's why you think it's filmed in Atlanta. Honest mistake.
Yeah.
You know, they just knew my name. No one give a shit about me until all of a sudden they saw the name Brian Green and they remembered it as some dipshit running around the neighborhood.
He went to LA.
He went to LA and he became a huge star.
He went to Beverly Hills High.
That's great. Wasn't that guy who was running around with the Hawaiian shorts and the black roller skates that his mom swore he shouldn't wear outside? Was he doing bike races with us one time?
Him.
That's him. Same guy. How old is he now? 12? Machine Gun Kelly, one of the odder characters out there.
Yes.
Talented musician. Didn't he play Tommy Lee in the movie?
Yes,
in that movie?
I haven't had a chance to see that movie. I don't even know where I can watch
Pure entertainment. I think it was on Netflix.
No.
Or Amazon.
I'm a Netflix aficionado at this point.
Are you sure it wasn't on Netflix?
No.
Amazon.
I don't, maybe.
HBO.
No, not
CW.
HBO.
CW. I don't think the CW has an app. I don't think they have
Acorn.
a website. Yeah.
Acorn.
That's one of my favorites, the Acorn.
It is.
I got that edition. Yeah. Again, I'm your dad. So the big story is they got engaged, right?
Oh, they did actually get engaged?
They get engaged a couple of days ago or a week ago or whatever it is.
And now they're having bath time together.
And now they're having bath time together.
And broadcasting it.
Well, Megan puts this video up on her Instagram. And she puts it up on her Instagram, and then Machine Gun Kelly is in an interview the very next day, and he's getting asked about this video.
Okay.
Why did you feel it necessary to put out, you realize that everybody's watching every move that you make, then you put out you're feeding into it by putting out this video. And he says, nah, man, we didn't record that. We didn't record that for everybody else's consumption. We recorded it for our own personal reasons.
Right,
and what I did was I put my iPhone on a cup. Mm-hmm. So it's them standing on a church and some old mission church or whatever.
A haunted church?
Kind of, yeah.
That would play into them, right?
Going along with the Depeche Mode theme of their life. So he says he puts the iPhone on the cup and he records it, and that's what she put out. This is what he says to the reporter. Okay. And the reporter says, did you realize that the video has 4 different camera angles and one of them is moving around? And he's like, no, man, you're thinking about the wrong people. The guy's a fucking lug nut. He can't even get it right. Yeah. My uncle used to say, don't fuck up while you're fucking up. But then weeks earlier, during the holidays.
That's a good slogan.
Don't fuck up while you're fucking up. Yeah. My uncle said that. And by my uncle, I mean me. Uncle Brian.
Uncle Brian. Your alter ego.
Yeah, my alter ego, Uncle Brian. Put the college girls and nieces away. Look out for the bridesmaids. Let's get a head count on the bridesmaids. Brian's drinking Bud Light. Okay. I had a moment. They drink each other's blood. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Which is so...
They're taking it one step past Billy Bob and...
Angelina Jolie. Didn't they cut their wrists or something?
They had a vial of
each other's blood, but they wouldn't drink it.
No, they just
kept it around their neck.
They're taking Megan and Machine Gun.
They're taking it the next step.
They
are the Billy Bob Thornton and Angelina of our time.
Yeah.
This is so 1995. Again, Depeche Mode, that I can't even, because we grew up in this time when goth was, and I know goth is still a thing, right? I get it. There's a goth, but it's not like back in the early to mid 90s.
Then.
It was new. Mm-hmm. It was a new kind of dress, and you had all these
came
bands.
Out of the punk area.
9 Inch Nails, Depeche Mode,
black nails,
Morrisey,
boots,
black
hair,
3 Non-Blondes.
Yes. I was going to watch. That's 10,000 Maniacs.
No, that's 3 Non-Blondes.
Okay.
10,000 Maniacs was another, but they weren't goth. But I had my goth period. I think everybody who grew up in our time.
I flirted with it, but my mom was like, "No, that's not. That doesn't look good.
Yeah,
Stop.
You look like an idiot. Put your clothes back on." I dated 2 or 3 women who were into that kind of thing, like a Wiccan,
well, it was
a witch,
sexy and taboo.
A Wiccan, a witch, and a brew. Take your pants down so we can screw.
That's what they say.
No, I made it up. This is a saying. Yeah, it's a saying.
You're saying,
you know, and these girls you go into their rooms and they'd have all the candles and you know, the Ouija board and the Ouija board and they'd have the dark makeup on.
The candles in the wine bottles was a thing.
That was the thing. Yeah, I'm surprised more houses didn't burn down.
It was just hot wax dripping down.
I lost my virginity to a goth, to a girl that was goth. At the time, she was goth, right? I think now she's a psychiatrist.
Have you checked in?
I did check in actually a couple of months ago, and I saw that she was a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or you know, helping people with their mind.
In the human mind.
Yeah, she sure was. So, but you know, it was this very mysterious. When you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever it is, your emotions are running wild, hormones are going crazy, and anything that's dark and mysterious and that seems taboo is interesting because you feel like you're a part of something that everybody else doesn't understand, but you understand it. But I was even
you didn't understand.
I had no fucking clue. I just thought the girl was hot. I thought these girls were hot. That's what I thought. And so, you know, when they were all like, you know, let's use the Ouija board, see if I'm going to give you a blowjob later. I'm like, yes, master.
Were you pushing it?
Yes.
You were pushing it towards us.
I was. Yeah.
It says we're supposed to.
Yeah. Or I'd be scared and go, no.
You should have used the Ouija board with the pink Cadillac.
That's right. Oh, yeah. The pink Cadillac girl. That was a story that went down well in this household. Just to let you know. You what? With who? So this whole goth phase that went on for these 3 or 4 years, kind of in conjunction with grunge, which was in and of itself, like, you know, very self-loathing and revealing.
I'm laughing about Astrid finding out about your whole life from the podcast, not from you telling her, but from the podcast.
Welcome. Welcome to couples therapy. It's called the commercial break. It's soon to be called the couples break. Up. Because Bryan forgot to tell his wife about that story he's going to say on the podcast later. She doesn't give a shit. Like, she does not give a shit. She's like,
it's funny
whatever.
to me because I think about Jeff and I. We've been together almost 10 years this year.
Yeah.
And
he's still finding stuff out from the podcast.
No, I'm just thinking about over the years, all the different things we both revealed to each other about our lives, none of which were on a podcast.
You didn't go the podcast route? I'm telling you, this is the easiest way to do it.
True.
Because there's a 50-50. In my case, there's like an 80.
You don't get a bad reaction right away at all.
No, she's in the car dropping the kids off at school. But I know.
Daddy, what?
Daddy? Daddy has sex with which? My son the other day, he comes in and he comes into the room and he goes, Daddy, oh shit. And I was like, shit, what did you say? Shit. I mean, we're just like saying shit back and forth at each other. And I'm like, fuck. He's going to come in tomorrow. A witchin', a wiccan, and a brew. Pull your pants down so we can screw.
Great.
Wonderful. So Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, you can see it up there on the screen right now.
Yes, we now have the capability, by the way, in the studio for you to see.
Yeah, if you want to go to youtube.com/the commercial break, now you can actually see what we're talking about. We have images to go along. I put it up there on the screen so you can take a look. There's Megan Fox. In case you don't know, in case you've had your head in a hole, there's Megan Fox. and Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, I mean,
he is
everywhere.
tall as shit, isn't he?
He's really tall.
Has he got scars on his neck? Or did he just draw that?
I think it's tattoos.
It's tattoos?
I think he's really tatted up.
Man, you better hope this relationship lasts, brother. You better hope that lasts, because you are, I guarantee, Jennifer Aniston ain't coming knocking at your door after you're drinking somebody's blood. It's COVID, man. Come on, dude. You can't even talk in the same room. And Megan Fox, I mean, what a...
I know.
It's a mess. This to me is a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
It's waiting to implode, just like Billy Bob and Jolie. And you know it's going down a bad road.
Yeah.
And just because you drink each other's blood doesn't mean things are going to work out.
No, it
you
does
should
not.
really think about that before. And I don't get what the PR angle here is, except to get more attention.
But
aren't they?
The news.
Don't they have a bunch of attention already? Do they really need like that kind of attention? Isn't that... Like,
well, you got to keep one-upping. That's the
You
thing
do.
with our society right now, because
But you got to remember,
there's always going to be a new story, something crazy or
yeah,
something
I mean,
weirder.
since Madonna took her,
Oh my God,
like
her
a
butt
virgin.
implants.
She got
Have
butt
you-
implants?
Yes.
What are
they
you talking about?
Oh my God.
I can't believe I don't
It's
have this
not
on my
good.
list of things to talk
It's
about.
not good. We need to talk
What
about
happened?
it next episode.
Okay, she
and
got
we
butt
will
implants.
show, and it's not a good look.
Madonna is like the crazy old lady that you hoped she would never become.
My sister's like, come on. She's a grandmother.
Like twice over. She's almost a great grandmother. The lady is in her 70s.
I know, like it's one thing to be
And she's-
sexy,
yeah.
older, sexy, but come on now, don't.
They took one of her Instagram posts down because she was topless or something like that.
Yeah.
And, she was upset. She was like,
There's another one where she's like coming out underneath the bed, showing her butt underneath the bed. It's just, yeah.
Instagram took it back.
We've got
Didn't
it.
take it down because of your tits, Madonna. They took
No,
it down
right.
for the sanity of everyone else involved. No one wants to see 70-year-old tits. When you did it on MTV in 1982,
It's been done.
That was your moment,
Yes.
right? We all got to realize that our glory days are over.
Yeah.
The gold rush is gone. Look at me. You think anybody's asking me to take off my shirt at Krissy's pool anymore? No. Thong Girl is long gone, and she's not coming back. That's all I got to say. Thong Girl. These two are going to break up in a heartbeat, and then it's just going to be a mess. Remember, Angelina Jolie was kind of like toxic
yeah.
for a while. Like no one wanted to touch her because she was acting like a Looney Tune running around with Billy Bob Thornton.
Right.
And Billy Bob Thornton is a Looney Tune. Like he's a
Yes.
verified Looney Tune. But I like his acting.
I love him actually, but yes.
I think you got to be careful about how far they take this. But they're the it couple of the moment. And
I don't even know where any of them were before they got together. I mean, I guess he had.
She hasn't done them. Yeah, she hasn't done.
She was having 3 kids.
She had 3 kids with Brian Austin Green.
Yeah, and then decided.
Well, I mean,
here.
it's Brian Austin
work
Green
it.
or it's Machine Gun Kelly. What would you do? Brian Austin
Well,
Green.
there you go.
Yeah, that guy hasn't been on TV since 1997.
This is true.
Everyone was like, "Weren't you Screech in Saved by the Bell?" I think him and Screech get mixed up with each other. And Megan hasn't been in a movie
No, not in a long time.
that hasn't gone straight to DVD. And by the way, no
Well, I
one
guess
buys
that's how
DVDs
they met. They were in
anymore.
a movie together.
Oh, a straight to DVD movie?
I guess I don't know the name of the movie. I just know.
Because let's face it, she's not that great of an actress.
Yeah.
I mean, she really isn't. Transformers was about as good as it's going to get for her.
Yeah.
And that's because there was a lot of green screening going on. But I've seen her in a couple other movies, and it's not good.
Yeah,
she's
she
not
plays
a
one
great
type
actress.
of role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hot,
Yes,
sexy,
yes.
half-naked girl. I mean, which is the thing, right? And, I'm
Yeah.
not knocking Megan. Megan's made a career out of being a beautiful
Good for
woman.
you, girl.
Yeah,
Just
good
be
for
careful.
you, girl. Go. Just be careful about this Machine Gun Kelly kid. I'm telling you. He's 22 years old. You're 48 or whatever you are. You're drinking each other's blood. You got a little bit. You see Madonna? You see what's going on with Madonna? You better be careful. Or they're going to start taking your Instagram tits down, too. At some point, Instagram says no tits if you're beyond 55. No one wants to see that shit. Even if you have an implant. No one wants to see that shit. And I think Megan might be all natural there. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, not all natural in the face. Certainly not all natural
I
in
don't
the face.
know.
People are weird. They're into a bunch of different shit,
Yeah.
right? People and drinking blood, whatever. You guys be teenagers, be your kids. Hey, all my little commercial breakers. It's that time in the commercial break for a commercial break. www.tcbpodcast.com. Please go there. You can find out more about Krissy and I. All the video is up there and all the audio is up there. You can listen and watch from one place. If you want your free TCB collectible sticker, it's really easy to get one. Leave us a comment or a review on your favorite podcast publisher. Or if you happen to purchase one of the products or services from a sponsor of ours, just send us a screenshot on the website and we'll send you a free collectible sticker. We're on series number 2 if you're interested. 661-237-8296 is where you can leave us a text message if you have any show ideas, you want to communicate with us, you have a comment about the show, you love us, you hate us, whatever it is, 661 best the number 2 YO. This season, we spent a ton of time and money to build a brand new studio for youtube.com/the commercial break. If you would, go there and subscribe. It'll add an extra layer to your TCB experience, and we sure would appreciate it. If you're ever in the market for our sponsors, products, or services, please use our specialized URLs and codes. It helps us more than you know. And if you ever have any comments or concerns about the sponsors embedded inside of our show, just send us a text message and we'll talk to you off air. From the bottom of our heart, thanks for listening. And now, a word from our sponsors.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
One of the stories that came across the wire while we were out was one of the more disturbing things that I've seen in a long time, but I know that this proves that no matter what you're into sexually, no matter what it is, somebody else is into it.
Absolutely. That's very true.
It doesn't matter how dark, gross, disgusting, painful, whatever it is, somebody's into it and somebody else is going to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Because I cannot believe you have not heard of this story. Stephanie Matto, right? I think is how you say her name, is a reality star on 90 Day Fiancé. Okay. So she was the first lesbian that was on 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay.
She met a girl.
Great. They should have more of this.
I agree. It's very, I was talking about, we'll talk about this a different time, but I was talking about Married at First Sight, which is a show that I think has kind of become a real snooze fest, like, because they're actually trying to get people together who actually care about each other. And I want the Australian version where they put people together because they know they're going to get holy shitstorms. Stephanie was the first lesbian that was on the show. I think maybe the first gay couple that was on the show. And she married she was going to marry someone that was in Australia. She was trying to get a visa and she went over to Australia. It was kind of a hot mess. Stephanie was like super insecure.
She was from here?
She was from here.
From the US? Okay.
She was super insecure and the Australian, it was just a mess from the beginning, right? So she didn't make it. Okay, great. She's now on this show called 90 Day The Single Life, which is when they're trying to match up the rejects, right? The people who never got married or what. But she's really making news right now because she has an online business, and that online business is canning and selling her farts.
What?
Farting in a jar and selling it for sexual purposes. She's made over $200,000 selling her farts. This could not be more disgusting.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I've never heard of
there's a picture
this.
of her. YouTube.com/The Commercial Break. Check it out on YouTube. Clips daily. Subscribe. Comment. like. This episode brought to you by YouTube. We have videos.
In the world?
Yeah. Day in the life of a girl who sells farts in a jar. That's her TikTok. So she said jokingly one day, I have bad gas because of my IBS or something like that. I wish I could make a business out of selling my farts or something like that. To which a number of incredibly highly disturbed men and possibly women said, send it to me. I will buy them. And that's what she did.
Okay.
She put them in a mason jar with a rose petal. She farted in a jar. She put it into a mason jar and she sent it to them.
Do you think she's actually farting?
100%. 100%. I think she's farting in this jar.
I'd just bypass the actual farts and start putting roses in jars. And
well, what about the smell? What are you going to do? How are you going to get the smell?
Well, it apparently smells like roses. They're not going to know the difference.
Well, it's one rose petal. Oh, that's true. I'm going to start putting Drakkar Noir in a... You want to know what my penis smelled like in 1992?
Drakkar.
Here's some Drakkar in a jar. Drakkar in a jar by Bryan.
I do, Bryan.
I'm going to literally take my balls and swish them around inside of a jar, and I'm going to start selling it for $800.
Yeah.
This is insane to me that people would pay this kind of money. But, okay, so she made $200,000 by selling her
and watch it
farts
next
in a jar.
month. She'll be in bankruptcy for some reason.
I don't know. I think she's okay. Her first batch of 97 jars, each selling for $500, sold out instantly.
That is crazy.
Instantly.
I think that's not real.
No, I think it's real. I think it's real for sure. I've seen
$500. I mean, I thought it was they were going for $20
listen,
a fart.
It's $20 a fart. She's got to eat. She has a whole process too. She eats like a bunch of beans and bananas and smoothies with fiber in it. Well, listen, it gets better. Okay. She's a 43-year-old. She's 43? She looks good for 43, I think.
Does.
Yeah.
She's on the Megyn Kelly plan.
Yeah, she looks good. I mean, of course, that picture we're showing right now is completely photoshopped and really looks very airbrushed. But, okay, so this girl, the second round of farts in a jar go for $1,000. She did 72 of those. Those also sold out within minutes. One gentleman who was a financier said he spent over $2,000 for 2 farts in a jar. He explained that it gave him a sense of closeness. What the fuck? What in the good fuck is going on? Financier. You're in charge of people's money? And you're spending $2,000? I'm getting close to someone's anus.
Oh my God.
This is crazy. Why would you buy somebody farts in a jar? I mean, I just it's beyond me.
I can't wrap my head around it. That's weird.
This is real.
Okay.
So
you say so.
Okay, so John the
if
financier.
the internet says so.
Yeah. Well, listen, she's been all over. She did like an interview on Good Morning America.
What?
Good Morning America, 5:09 in the morning here in New York studios. Smells like shit in here because Stephanie Matto's been blowing the place up. You're running out of guests, huh? She's on Ryan and Kelly. Ryan. Says here you pass gas. Says here you have IBS that makes you money. Can you explain? So she made $200,000 and then the whole party got put to a stop because she caused
because it wasn't real?
No, because she was eating. This is real. I'm telling you this right now. She was in Basement Yard. She's done videos of her making these jars, like farting into the jar. She's made videos of them. She was on Basement Yard, which is a very popular podcast, and she was talking all about it. And then she had to go to the hospital because of the prep that she was doing caused her so much stomach upset. Why are you laughing at me? I'm trying to do a serious news story. Good Morning America covered it. We can cover it, okay?
Poor girl, I guess.
No, not poor girl. I
was talking about the hospital stint.
Oh, you're talking about the hospital stint.
Yeah,
I was talking about the nurses that had to take care of her.
Well, that's true.
So she went to the hospital, and now she has decided that while she's going to continue to sell farts in a jar, what she's really going to do is she's going to do NFTs. Oh, yeah, which is the new, which is the new shit in a jar idea everyone's got.
It's the new Beanie Babies.
This NFT shit is crazy.
I was just reading a thing the other day. I mean, there's some validity to it,
I
think.
Agree. Yeah, no, totally.
But then I was also reading a story about the Beanie Baby craze.
Yeah.
You know, back in the 90s and how these people were just freaking out over these tiny... It's the same concept. It's whatever anybody places value on at the time.
I know a girl.
Later on.
Yeah. Who cares? I mean, same with a Picasso. So I get the kind of the methodology, the thinking, and I do think NFT has a place in the world for art. So imagine that you and I do a commercial break episode. Imagine in the future we're doing one a day, right? And we sell that to the highest bidder, essentially. We just sell it to the highest bidder. We say, someone says, here's, $16. For episode number 200,006, right? And I'm sitting here like, I should have sold farts in a jar. I would have made a fortune. When they have like vending machines that'll just fart in your face in the smell of Megan Fox's ass. I'm going to go get me a Jen Aniston and ass blow. I'll be right back. Welcome to Ass Blow. How can I help you? Mix me up a Megan Fox and Jen Aniston combined. I'm feeling frisky. I got to go do the commercial break again because we sold our episodes to Walmart. And now they have us doing 13 episodes a day for NFT money. I'm worth 6 Erythrium. NFTs. Imagine we sell this to the highest bidder.
Yes.
Let's take us out of the equation. Let's imagine Joe Rogan does an episode, and he does one episode, he sells it to the highest bidder that morning. He records it and he sells it for $200,000, that one episode. Then that person can go and then resell it, distribute it and resell it on that same blockchain, on that same Bitcoin,
I mean, I get the concept.
It's incredible. It's digital rights. We would own our own digital rights and we'd be in full control over what happened. And then we can also, on the NFT blockchain, you can also say, I want a cut of the royalties every time it gets sold again. So not only did Joe get the $250,000, then he gets 20% every time it's sold, if that's what he dictates.
I mean, I get it for the creator, but for the person buying it, I don't know.
Well, I mean, these monkeys that the first NFT, the real was, flying, what is it called? The flying monkey, angry monkey, whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I don't know, but I wasn't that interested in that particular collection.
That year?
Yeah, I'm going to get that year of monkeys. That's digital monkeys. It wasn't my year for digital monkeys.
You didn't care for that year.
Yeah, I didn't care for that year. So, they made these, and now some of them are selling for millions of dollars. Now, one guy made an NFT that sold for $17 million. One NFT sold for $17 million. He likened it, the person who purchased it, likened it to having a Picasso that he gets
Well, that guy actually, and I think we're talking about the same one, that guy actually did something cool. Like, it was like a real piece of art. It was
beautiful.
It was a different, I think it was something different every single day for like an entire year, or
he did them
10 years or something like that.
The monkeys, they have like thousands of them, right?
No, I'm not talking about the monkeys. I'm talking about the other guy that sold for like the highest that said anything NFTs ever sold.
He did a computer painting, and then every 5 pixels is a different piece of art.
Yes.
I think is what it was, right?
Or a different day, or a different piece of art.
Whatever it was. Okay, so he sold this.
That seems like actual, art.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess it's in the eye of the beholder at the end of the day.
It's what everybody says that it's worth.
Correct. It's just like real
estate
or like land or whatever someone will buy it for.
Well, they're not making more land, but they are making
in Dubai amount. They are. In Dubai they are. Well, we see how that went down. All those islands are empty, full of $1 billion houses, and no one's living there. It's like China or New York City or San Francisco. It's all these buildings are just completely empty, and the value of them is incredible. So, but here's
maybe
where
I just don't understand it. Maybe there's a TCB
NFT course, non-fartable token. We'll see if we can get Stephanie on the phone to explain what an NFT is.
Yes,
but here's where I think it's jumping the shark a little bit.
I get what it is, but I just don't get it. Like, I don't get the whole thing. But for me,
it's hard to wrap your head around a little bit.
Maybe also because I don't have millions of dollars
to spend on a fart, on a picture of a fart.
Yes.
Because that's what she's into now. Now she's doing this, now she's doing the non-fungible tokens, which are like little animated farts, right? Okay, get it. Where I think it's jumping the shark just a little bit is that now I'm seeing people that probably should never be in the art space are just randomly making NFTs, but they're getting bought by people who then can't resell them. And I'll give you... I'll tell you off air. Yeah, you don't say, exactly. Because no one wants to buy your stupid fucking pixelated whatever, penis or whatever it is. There are people that we know, and I'll explain off air because I don't want to call them out right here, but there are people that we know that are making these collections. People are buying them, right? A few of them. So we have a friend who made 1,000 of a collection. Okay. I won't say specifically because I don't want to give it away. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But then you can see on the blockchain that like 200 of them had sold. And then those 200 people are now desperately trying to sell them out in the open market. Yes. And some of them they're putting on for like $200,000. Meanwhile, they bought them for like $600 a piece. Wow. You sell 200 of $600 of anything. It's like selling farts in a fucking jar. That's a little chunk of change. Yeah. But the problem is, no one wants your stupid fucking pixelated bullshit, right? It's not worth anything because it's just it's an interesting idea, but it's not a $600 pixelated piece of art idea, right? You have to, I think there's got to be some inherent value in you as the artist or the art itself.
I agree. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. And creating something on the old Atari,
right. Well,
PowerPoint.
Yeah. Here's my PowerPoint.
Here's my PowerPoint NFT.
What's that?
What's that? What's an NFT? Sounds interesting. Well, it's when someone farts in a jar. Farts in a jar? That's how we used to get to know each other. We didn't even have names. We just passed gas. Hey, hey, it's you.
Oh, hey, it's you.
Oh, hey, it's you. Oh, look, it's you. I missed you. What was your name again?
I haven't smelled you in forever.
I haven't smelled you in months. I missed that smell. And I had a guy over the other day smelled just like you. I thought, is that the same guy? Oh my God. So NFTs. So now she's off to NFTs. And listen.
Good for her.
It just
good for you, girl.
Good for you. Whatever you're into.
Make some money now while people are buying it.
Amen.
Shit.
Listen, hospital or no hospital, I'd still continue to fart in a jar. Astrid and I were talking about
farting in jars as a couple.
We were talking about farting in jars as a couple.
Oh,
like if we can make
farting.
$200,000 in a little over 2 months, farting in a jar, wouldn't you fart in a jar?
Yeah.
And she was like, maybe somebody would want your farts. I'm like, who the fuck would want my farts?
I love that you guys are having this conversation.
I know we are. It was a serious
maybe somebody
dinner
would
time.
want your
Yeah.
farts.
Maybe someone would want your farts.
We're desperate for cash over here, people. What about your farts?
He's the greatest podcaster of all time. $30.
What about your farts?
What about your farts? Well, we got different streams of money. I'm going to call other podcasters the greatest of all time for $25 a piece. I'm going to sell my farts for $1 a piece. None of that.
You gotta go at least 20.
20?
At least.
I'm
They're
the
at least
Walmart
worth
of farts over here. None of that highfalutin Cadillac bullshit. I'm like the Toyota of ass puffs. You want some ass air you can afford? Come to Brian Green's Fartorama. None of those fancy glass jars. I put mine in old olive containers. Old tuna cans. Lens to the general whip.
Oh, you can put them in those little plastic things you get with to go
The
that
drugs?
have the sauces. Little plastic ramekins.
A Chick-fil-A barbecue sauce one. Or maybe I'll put them in those drug bags. That way I can get a couple bags out of one fart. I'll get an assembly line going.
No, the money's in the packaging.
That's
That's
right.
where the cost is.
That's
So
where all the
you
cost
save
is.
on
That's
the
right.
packaging.
Yeah,
Just go straight fart.
I'm going to go, up to the local head shop and I'm going to let me get 600 of those little baggies. The guy will wink at me and be like, what you got, fentanyl? You getting that blow? Nope. Ass sniffs. You ever heard of them?
Whoa, what kind of drug's that?
Oh man, you're gonna love it. Here's a little teener, little taster, little tasty teener. Finger dip. Hey man, you want some of Brian's ass? You want to taste of Brian's asshole?
Maybe someone wants to buy that.
I can see that, like people selling them on Shakedown Street. Hey man, you don't want to get any Brian's ass?
Brian's ass.
Hey man, this guy's got Brian's ass over here. That ain't Brian's ass. What the fuck, man? We got ripped off.
Oh my God.
I know Brian's ass anywhere. That ain't Brian's ass. This shit is cut. With pure burrito farts, man. Brian would never do us like that. We should have bought it. We should have bought the NFT version. At least then we would know.
It's authentic.
Oh my God.
Oh, whoa. That's funny.
I did not expect this to turn into a bit. I thought we were going to talk about this, throw up, and then move on.
That's the way it goes at TCB.
That's the way it goes here at the commercial break. Never a dull moment. This is what you waited for 4.5 weeks. I always have this picture in my head of mothers going to pick up their children from school or fathers, and they have to turn the show down as they're heading into the school line. They look around, see if anybody's got their window open, because that's what I do.
Yeah.
When I listen to my own show. I know some of the mothers and some of the people at the kids' school.
I'm picturing the concert.
It's 100% Brian ass right here. Be careful, man. Go easy. Go easy. We've already had 2 people pass out. They need pure oxygen. Get it out of their system. It's too much. This is after Bryan went on a 3-day bender. This is the pizza and Bud Light shit. This is not for amateurs. Oh my God. This ain't that Caesar salad shit you're used to. This is the heavy shit. It's a 3-day cocaine bender. Pizza, strip joints, and beer. Coming right in your nose, man. Take a little bit, just a teeter. Just a taste. Just a little taste. Woo! Widespread! Oh my God. Play coconuts! Oh my God. I can see a bunch of Dave Matthews fans running around looking for Bryan's ass. And I can see the little stamp on the baggie is of just like a cartoon ass with a little puff of smoke coming out of it.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh,
I
wow.
gotta catch my breath here.
Yeah.
That's some funny shit.
Like I was saying, I turned down my own show.
You did. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And I know some of the mothers at the school and the teachers have learned about my profession here. I get looks at school. The principal won't even talk to me. She's like, won't even talk to me. I think she's upset. I think she's upset with me.
Yeah, I told some family members at a little family reunion thing one time. They're like, "What? You got to play? Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is."
And you're like, It's called the Conan O'Brien Show. It's called Dr. Phil. Check it out on your favorite podcast provider.
One of them said, "Yeah, I listened to that podcast," and then that was it.
That's all they said. I know. That's when you know that they haven't instantly become a fan of yours. Is when they go like this. I listened to your show. You did? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. I can say that. I can say with 100% honesty. I listened. What'd you think? I heard it. But it was coming through my stereo just fine.
Interesting.
Yeah. When I pressed play, it came on.
My sisters, that's who it was. It was my sister. My sister's in-laws. At Thanksgiving, she was like, "I listened to your show." I was like, "You did?" Great. Okay, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotta go get some more wine.
You don't know what to say in that moment because I've had those moments too where I'm like, people will come up to you and they'll be like, "Hey, I listened to your show," and I'll be like, "Oh, that's wow, I had no idea. Thanks for listening." And they'll be like, "Yeah," and then they say nothing else, which means they hated it. It sucked. They're probably like, "You two obnoxious morons talking about whatever, Bryan's ass juice or whatever." Another one of Bryan's stories. Hey, they probably think the same thing all the YouTube listeners do. When is he going to shut up and let Krissy talk? So one time, I did my best to try and keep my business partners away from the show.
Okay.
You know, we all did. For a little while there, it was just like a big secret.
It was.
If you knew about it, you knew about it. If you didn't, you didn't. And at least in our circle.
I like to prefer to think about just all the people in Denmark.
Yes.
The people, I did not
because for the first 2 months, only Denmark was listening. Yeah. And I agree with you. Like, you step lightly into these things because you realize that once you put them down, and send them out there, they're never coming back. You can try, but they're never coming back. There's always going to be a copy out there somewhere, And so I never told my business partners at all.
Yeah.
I still haven't told them until about 2 months ago when one of my business partners, who I see, he lives here in Atlanta. A couple of them live out of state, so it's easier for me to kind of, I don't really interact with them too much. But he after a meeting one time, he said, "Oh, I listened to your podcast," and I was like. Turned red instantaneously because he is like the exact opposite of me. He's older. He's extraordinarily conservative. He's Mr. Business, right?
Okay.
And I was like,
how'd you find out about that?
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know. My wife was Googling your name or something like that. She's like, well, everybody does it. So, we all do it.
That's
right.
True.
And so that part didn't surprise me. And he goes, "Yeah, I listened to your show and, we
can't work together anymore."
Well, no. Okay. These two officers want to talk to you. I'm calling all my money back. So he says, listen, he goes, yeah, listen, it's interesting. It's not my speed, but it's interesting. I could see why some people might think it was good. He was just straight up honest with me.
Okay.
So a couple weeks later, he starts talking about how's the podcast doing? I noticed you guys have commercials in there. You guys make a lot of money doing that. And I was like, no, not really. It covers the cost of the shows. We make a little bit of money. Hopefully that's the goal. Is it down the line? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
He starts talking about all one of these conservative podcasts that he's listening to, right? Okay. I won't mention by name, but he says, this guy's making like $100,000 a month just on his Patreon and da-da-da-da-da. And, I looked into it and he says, the thing about podcasting is not everybody can do it. If you got to really have a good point of view, and if you're just one of those people who just keep on talking and talking and talking and like never shut up, it just gets boring after a while. And I knew he was directing that shit directly at me, and I just kind of ignored it. He's never given the podcast a compliment, and he's only quietly, given the podcast criticism, right? But that's the hard part about doing this show. Is that we want to talk about what we want to talk about.
Yeah, you're correct. And kudos, I have to say, kudos to you, Brian, and to me.
And to both of us. Yeah, it's our show together.
That we have a fresh show each week where we just talk shit.
Yeah.
Because that's hard. Most of the other podcasts that I listen to are specifically about
one topic.
A murder.
Yeah.
Or, a crazy family situation. Like it's a full story and you listen and it's maybe like 9 or 10 episodes.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that I listen to besides us that are like funny and topical and whatever. So.
Well, improv comedy, which is the category that we're in.
That's true. Okay.
Is one of those categories that where there are a lot of people that do this kind of rap, right? They go back and forth. They pick just random topics and they talk about it because they're friends or because they're comedians or because they have some interesting point of view. But there are many podcasts out there that have a singular focus, parenting, sci-fi, whatever,
right.
Star Trek, and there's riches and niches also. But to do that for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes, I know a guy who does a Harry Potter. He's been doing Harry Potter for like 7 years. He's been doing a Harry Potter podcast every week about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Right. And I just don't think I could do that. No. And so, just to give a little insight into the podcast as we move into season 3, as we're here at season 3. One of the things we have done a lot of is we've done a lot of video reviews and stuff like that, right? And in season number 3, I think we'll pull back on that a little bit because I am more interested in the interaction here at the desk, right at the table.
Desk,
yeah. Then I don't want to do a Bigfoot video every week. Right. I think that then we do start to move into a category. I don't want to do a video every single episode because then I do think we start to move into a category and we may be beholden to it long down the road.
That's true.
So in other words, people might go, oh, they didn't do a video today. What's wrong? Right.
No, we got to keep it fresh.
When I find an absurd video or a topic, now you can watch it with us too on YouTube.
At least I do have to say once a month have to do the Bigfoot chasers.
Oh,
Listen, my favorite.
We're not pulling back that much.
Favorite.
We're going to do a number of them a month. We have 8 episodes a month. We'll probably do 3 at least with some kind of absurd video that we get to review and watch. They are my favorite too. Oh and there are some new ones out there. I got to tell you. Yeah, those hunters.
Monster hunters.
There's what a bunch of dum-dums.
I mean, they're on a major network and getting paid to do it.
They are.
So,
and
go ahead, boys.
What if we did for TCB in the studio? What if we did an episode where we actually went somewhere and tried to Bigfoot hunt? Didn't you and I go to? Oh no, that was me and Cam. I was thinking about you and I went to Chattanooga one time. Did we?
No, we went up to Amicalola Falls, and that's where we almost got lost 2 feet from the trail.
So Krissy and I, we'll tell this story. So Krissy and I, a little insight into our friendship.
The other day about it.
Me too. I laugh about it every time I think about it.
I know.
Krissy and I went to a place here in Georgia called Amicalola Falls. You've probably heard of it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I think it's the highest waterfall in the southeast.
Besides,
not Niagara.
Niagara. Yeah.
Well, in the southeast.
Whatever.
Whatever.
It's tall.
It's huge.
It's
hundreds and hundreds of feet. So Krissy and I go climb up these stairs.
Well, it takes about 2 hours to get up there, and we were all excited. Brian was like, Krissy, let's go hiking. Let's go. I'm going to take you to this place up there. We're best friends, you know?
Yeah.
And we were like, let's go. Yeah. We go by Fresh Market. We got some wine and some cheese, too. We were like, we're going to make a whole little, like, picnic thing out of it.
We were sophisticated. Meanwhile, we didn't realize we had to climb up 612,000 stairs to get to the top of this fucking thing.
We did.
It was so many stairs.
And then we got up to the top, and we're at that restaurant.
Oh, yeah. There's okay. Amicalola Falls. Imagine this. You're down at the bottom of the falls. There are a number of campsites. There's a large parking area.
It's the beginning of the Appalachian Trail.
Yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. And so...
Which we crossed over.
12 times. So Krissy and I go and park where we can park, which is about a half a mile away from where the actual fall climb starts. And the fall climb, just so you know, is right next to the falls that are, falling right next to it. It's beautiful. But you have to climb upstairs.
So many.
So many. And I mean so many. This is like 600 feet in the air.
Yeah.
So you're climbing 60 stories or something like that. And you get to the top. And when you get there, there's a hotel. And unbeknownst to Krissy and I, you can actually drive up to the fucking top to where the hotel is and see the same fucking view without climbing the stairs. But Krissy and I have climbed up the stairs.
Yes.
Now we're sitting outside of this hotel. We're drinking some wine. We're sitting on these rocking chairs and we're watching the falls. And the sun starts to fade into the fall.
That's right. It was starting to get sunset.
So we said, you know what? I guess we got to go.
We should hike back down.
But rather than take the stairs, Krissy and I decide to take trail number 7342. Whatever it was. Which is the beginning of the Appalachian Trail.
Yep.
Down. Now, mind you.
Let's just do that.
Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Why
Sounds
not?
good.
Yeah, we're good. We're professionals. We're going down. If we're going down, we're going in the right direction. About an hour into our descent, we realize that we are 100% completely lost. We have no idea where
no
we
one
went.
else is around.
Yeah, that's right.
We've lost the trail. Brian has a huge stick.
I have a stick to beat off bears or hold myself up because I'm drunk or whatever.
Like, where are we?
But we keep on going back and forth, and every once in a blue moon, we'd see our fucking car, but we didn't know how to get there. We'd see the car, but we'd go down the wrong path, and we were back somewhere else. So it was kind of a running joke that I felt like if we got lost in these woods,
we would be
a
so
news
close.
Story. Yeah. Local best friends, Bryan Green and Chrissy Hoadley, die in unfortunate Appalachian Trail accident 15 feet from the car. Search and rescuers find two young hikers, perfectly healthy, in a search that lasted 6.5 minutes. They were visible from the parking lot.
We really couldn't figure it out.
We couldn't figure it out. It was like a maze. Like one of those mazes in the books and the puzzles, right? Where you have to keep on going back to the beginning.
We had to double back.
Yeah, meanwhile, it's obvious how to get there. It's like a straight line. Krissy and I could not figure out how to get to this fucking car. And I mean, at one point, it was like a little bit unnerving because we kept walking back and forth and up and down. And we were like, there's the car. How do you get there?
You should be.
Yeah, and for those of you dumbasses that say, well, then just go walk across and, go straight to the car. There was a huge river in front of the car, so that's why we couldn't actually go there. We had to find the bridge. We couldn't find the bridge. It was getting dark. It was getting cold. The helicopters were circling. We were building smoke signals. And the cell phones didn't work either. So Krissy and I have so many times gotten lost in our life, but we always end up back together.
That's right.
There you go.
Cheers, Brian, my friend.
You know what? That's it. That's all we can do, I think. I mean, we got to most of it. I want to get to Sister Wives. I want to get to Shauna Ray. We got a lot to cover because we've had so much time off. And
we got distracted by farts in a jar.
We did. But that's what happens. That's how you get an hour worth of a show. Look, I want to prove. YouTube.com/the commercial break. I know I'm saying that a million times. I want to prove here. Here, I'll put on the Brian cam. I want to prove here that we have many, many show notes. Is that blank?
Is that the blank
piece of paper I just put up in front of everybody? We have many, many show notes, yet we only get to one or two items every show. It's amazing. That's why we always have content lined up. So we have so much to talk about. We'll get back into it next Tuesday. Episode number 140 in the can. Congratulations. Thank you, Roxanne. We really appreciate
thank you,
the birthday
Roxanne.
card.
And the balloon.
Very sweet of you.
We're
and the
big
balloon.
three.
We love you very much. Keep it coming. Keep the ideas coming. And to all of you who we haven't mentioned by name, who do send us ideas and call us up and leave us comments and reviews, so many reviews on Apple. I want to thank everybody who's left us wonderful reviews.
No, lots of really good reviews on Apple.
We have like 3 less than 5-star reviews, and we have 400 reviews.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So thank you very much. Anybody else who hasn't done it, please take the time to review us on your favorite podcast publisher. It truly and honestly
my name
does
is
help.
Krissy, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, you might want to mention the other host in the show.
No, somebody said in one of the reviews, they're like, and that other person's good. We like everybody that comes on there.
Yeah.
Other people.
They said Brian Green, only reason I listen, and the other people are okay too. Who are the other people? Did you even watch the show? Have you even listened?
Well, we appreciate the review anyways.
Yeah, we do. We'll take it. Please leave us a review and a comment, and you can get a free TCB collectible sticker. Go to www.tcbpodcast.com. Click on I Want a Sticker. We'll tell you how to get one. You tell us where to send it. It's that easy. 661-237-8296 is where you can get a hold of us. Leave us a text message. Send us a voicemail, and we may use your future ideas and or your voice in an upcoming episode. I want to thank Will. I want to thank Tina. I want to thank Kevin. I want to thank Danny. I want to thank Astrid and Gustavo and Roxanne.
Jeff.
And Jeff. Holy shit, and Jeff too. Yeah, Jeff. He's a big part of it too. I want to thank everybody who helped us get from season number 2 to season number 3.
Yeah.
I hope all of you stay healthy and happy. Until next week, I have to say I love you.
I love you.
And I love you out there in the podcast universe. Best to you.
Best to you.
Best to you. And best to you out there in the podcast universe. Until next time, we must say, we always say, we do say, bye.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
A commercial break. New episodes on Tuesdays and now Fridays. New YouTube clips drop daily at youtube.com/The Commercial Break. Visit tcbpodcast.com for access to our entire media library. Follow us at The Commercial Break on Instagram. Each episode is written and produced by Brian Green, co-hosted by Chrissy Hoadley, with additional content provided by Tina Cano.
How's your money feeling? It's about to feel happier with a certificate from Happy Money's partner, Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. Elevate and increase your savings with 18-month terms and only a $500 minimum. And the happiest part? MSU FCU certificates yield 4.5% APY annual percentage yield. Now that's a happier side of money. Elevate your savings. Go to happymoney.com/MSUFCU. That's MSUFCU. Funds insured up to $250,000 by NCUA. The APY is accurate as of the 12/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.